On this day in 1978, Celtic signed Murdo MacLeod from Dumbarton. Murdo MacLeod joined Celtic at a difficult time in the autumn of 1978. After a good start to the season, the month of October saw a 4-1 defeat at Pittodrie, followed by losses at Tannadice and Tynecastle, leaving them with only 13 points from 11 games. Despite this, only 5 points separated top from 9th in the Premier Division table, and Celtic were in second place, only 2 points behind Dundee United at the top. Billy McNeill moved quickly after the loss to Hearts, and MacLeod was signed on the afternoon of Thursday the 2nd of November for £100,000. A delighted McNeill, having announced MacLeod would make his debut that weekend, told the Glasgow Herald of the 3rd of November 1978, "I'm happy to get a player of such potential. He is not just a good buy for the immediate future, but I look to him for the long-term benefit of Celtic. Along with Davy Provan, who joined us from Kilmarnock, he is just the type to take the club into the 80s. It turned out to be a debut to forget for Murdo, who played well, but finished up on the losing side to managerless Motherwell, who were rooted to the bottom of the table. The severe winter of 1978-79 probably saved Celtic's season as they continued to toil through November and December, winning only one of their next 7 league matches. After the scheduled match against Hearts at Celtic Park was postponed on the 30th of December, they did not play another league match until the 3rd of March 1979 because of the freezing weather. After the restart, Murdo MacLeod was a fixture in the side as they dragged themselves by sheer force of will back into the title race, and possibly his most memorable moment in a Celtic shirt arrived on that night in May when 10 men won the league. With the clock running down into the final seconds, it was Murdo MacLeod who sent the fans into delirium with a thunderous long-range shot that exploded into the net before Peter McCloy knew what was happening. Billy McNeill's hopes for MacLeod proved well-founded, as his strength, drive and determination was at the heart of every Celtic success into the late 1980s. The Rhino scored some memorable goals against Rangers throughout his time at Celtic, including the decisive second strike in the 1982 League Cup final and the equaliser in the 4-4 draw at Ibrox in March 1986 that secured a vital point as the league was won on goal difference in May. On the European stage, MacLeod regularly chipped in with spectacular goals, including the only goal in a 1-0 win over Juventus in 1981, and one in the famous 5-0 win over Sporting Lisbon in November 1983. After being overlooked for many years, MacLeod finally broke into the Scotland team in 1985 and played in the 1990 World Cup finals, by which time he had moved on to Borussia Dortmund, where he had a very successful 3 seasons in the Bundesliga. With Celtic in turmoil in the summer of 1987, the club were too slow in offering him a new contract, and he took the opportunity of playing in Germany. Celtic were inevitably drawn against Dortmund in the UEFA Cup in September 1987, and he was given a great reception from the fans. They even chanted his name when Celtic were given a free kick on the edge of the Dortmund box. MacLeod returned to Scotland in late 1990, signing for Hibernian, and he captained them to the League Cup in 1991. After managerial spells at Dumbarton and Partick Thistle, Murdo MacLeod had one final season at Celtic Park in 1997-98, assisting Wim Jansen to a League and League Cup double and thwarting Rangers' quest for 10 in a row. Murdo MacLeod scored 81 goals for Celtic in 386 games, winning 4 league titles, 2 Scottish Cups and 1 League Cup. He is unquestionably one of the greatest of the post-Steen era Celts.